You are listening to Brand Me, Alex Merced, with me, Alex Merced. On this show, we'll be talking about the ins and outs of branding and how to empower yourself by defining yourself. We'll talk about the tools, the methods, the strategies, so that way you can take a brand to achieve your goals in your personal life, your professional life, in all of your life. If you need help implementing these ideas and using these tools to achieve your goals, contact Alex Merced to be your branding coach by heading over to mercedbranding.com. Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced and welcome to the Brand Me, Alex Merced podcast, where we talk about, branding. It's all about developing your personal brand and learning about all the different ways we can develop our personal brand and strategies and techniques and whatnot. So in these first introductory episodes, we're just going through designing your brand in the first place. So first we define your goal. So what is it that you want your goal to evoke? What the action is that you want people to take? 2, we talked about your audience, defining who are the people who are most likely to take that action. Because at the end of the day, marketing isn't about creating a message that gets everyone to do the same thing. Marketing is about knowing what you want to happen and finding the people who are most likely to do it and using the message that's most likely to get them to do it. Okay, it's all about putting the odds in your favor. Okay, by sitting there and assessing the who, the what, the where, the why. So we know the what they want to do. We know who wants to do it now. But now we need to talk about the what, the whole package, the you, the brand. Like, what is it that you are? So we've been using the example of sort of like a theoretical physics public speaker. So this is a person who wants people to go see them speak at a local conference or event, but specifically on theoretical physics, and they're in Texas. So that's sort of our imaginary person. And their target market are people who enjoy theoretical physics lectures in Texas. So, we have a nice narrow market that we're targeting, a nice narrow action. And again, the reason you want narrow is because you're going to be more likely to be successful if you're focusing on something specific, because then you can really tailor the message to really get those people going. Okay, the more general you get, the harder it is to tailor a message that's really going to be compelling or exciting to anybody, because you have people who are just too different in your subset, and that's not going to work. So there's probably the first thing you want to do is figure out there's other people in that space. Are there other people public speaking in theoretical physics, and sort of what is it that makes them unique? Figure out what is their brand, because you don't necessarily want to make sure that you need to figure out a way to make your brand unique. So you want to know what other brands already exist. At the end of the day, whatever brand you end up doing, it's got to be you. Okay, it's got to be authentic. You don't try to create a unique brand that's not you just for the sake of creating a unique brand. So if you try to market yourself as the comedian theoretical physicist and say, hey, when you come to my speeches, I'm going to make you laugh. It's going to be funny. It's going to be whatever. It's not going to work if that's not you. If you're not actually funny, you forcing yourself to be funny and forcing yourself to play a role is not going to work. It's not going to connect with people. It's got to be you. Okay? Long as you're yourself, you will connect with people and people will connect with you. The minute you try to be something you're not, it's going to be difficult. So you got to figure out if other people kind of overlap with what makes you special, then you got to figure out a different way or a way to make what makes you special look different. So let's say you are that funny comedic speaker on the topic of theoretical physics, but there's already somebody else who's funny. Okay, and that's kind of their thing. They're the funny theoretical physicists. Okay, you find a different way of framing it. Whether you don't necessarily use funny, but you say engaging or the not boring, which is kind of funny. So your thing will be, you're the not boring theoretical physicist. It still is in line with you being funny, but you're not necessarily occupying the same space as someone who's already associated as being the funny guy. You're the not boring guy, and people aren't going to be bored if you're funny. So you can kind of find a way to create your space and at the same time define yourself. So you just kind of think of different ways, different synonyms or different ways of looking at the same thing, to kind of figure out what space can you occupy that's sort of a unique message that's unique to you. So, this weekend, spend some time thinking about that, thinking about what is your brand. And next week, we'll go even further and start talking about sort of where we're going to, all the different tools that we can use to sort of define your brand. So basically, now that we have our brand, we have our target, we have what we're trying to do, how do we use the tools that are available to get that message out there and establish our brand? And we'll talk about different platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and what the tools are for you to be able to establish your brand and how do you do it. But at the end of the day, all it comes down to is it's got to be authentic. You got to be consistent. Okay, so whatever your brand is, it's got to be you, but you got to be that often. You can't be just flip-flopping on who you are, because that's also going to disconnect with people, or people just won't retain interest long enough. So you got to keep being you. But yeah, so I'll leave it off with that. Again, if you guys enjoy this, go over to mercedbranding.com, where you can see other useful content that I'll be posting on up there. Also, you can also inquire about coaching services. So while here, I'm going to try to give you as much knowledge as I can for free. So all I ask is for a few minutes every week to spend with me, to help me, or to let me help you build your brand, to empower yourself by defining yourself. What you can do is, if you do need that extra touch, extra hand holding, someone to just kind of be there in your corner and make sure that you're focused on what your mission is, focusing on how you walk you through these steps, you can always reach out to me. We can always work something out. Just head over to mercedbranding.com. But to the best of my ability, I'm going to see if I can give you the tools through this podcast. So I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day and enjoy. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for listening to Brand Me, Alex Merced, on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Make sure to like Alex Merced on Facebook, on Twitter, and head over to mercedbranding.com to find us on social media and find other useful advice and resources in marketing and achieving your goals.